Takes a minute. Good morning, YouTube. Good
Good.
morning, Nate. I saw you were there in the chat. It now disappeared for me for some reason, but I saw you there. It said that you finally caught the morning live. Yeah, so it's Friday the 13th. And I noticed you titled the show Friday the 13th, and I didn't even realize it at first this morning. I always like when Friday the 13th happens, in October's, just because of the month.
I did a you'll be proud of me. I went into Canva and I copied other people, but did a cute Friday the 13th thumbnail for us.
No, I didn't look.
Tina, I go out of my way for you, and you don't even look.
I didn't.
Good morning, everybody.
And trying not to look like I rolled out of bed this morning.
All right. Well, I probably look like I rolled out of bed. You know why? Because I rolled out of bed. I was up late. We went out on a date night last night, which was fun. We went and tried out this new Indian restaurant. It was fabulous. And then we went to Vino for a wine tasting.
Wow, that sounds like a good night.
I know. And my husband came up with it and everything. And I was like, good job.
Nice.
Really, the wine was not my favorite. It wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't something that I was like, oh my God, this is the best wine ever. But it was fun going out and doing something, And we did buy a bottle, so that was fun. Anyhow, and my son drove us. We called him our Uber driver. And my daughter, oh my God, she's getting her license within the next 2 weeks.
That's always exciting and scary.
Yes. I think she's got one final drive. And so we're practicing parallel parking. And then she's can get it October 6th. So we are counting down the days. And I don't know. We cleaned out the front area. I bought a drop box for Amazon packages.
For your house?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Finally. But we don't have too many problems with porch pirates here, but that should come in today or tomorrow. And then we put out a little bit of Halloween yesterday. So that was fun. There's a bit of a chill in the air. So I have been all about researching fall and pumpkin spice. And
I just started this morning, which, it for me is very late for the game. Usually I've already sent in most of it already by now to Amazon. But since things are different this year, I actually just this morning started doing some searching. Good morning, KC and April and Nate. I see you all there in the chat. Thanks for joining us this morning.
And yes, let's talk April. I love your question. Let's see what's going on. Because, Tina and I were part of several groups following all the bundle drama going on, which is still not resolved. And it's a big, show them your cup, Tina. This is what we're dealing with here.
Oh, yeah. I bought this cup at the thrift store when I was outsourcing for
what we're doing.
eBay. Yeah, and it made me laugh. So cheers.
What's terrible is a lot of our bundles and other people's bundles that we got shut down for, people have taken over and are selling. So it's infuriating. But yes, Peeps are usually good. If you look up Peeps Halloween, we've got all sorts of different bundles here. They were really good. I used to love going to, Rite Aid was a good one. Not the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree has the small packs. So you got to make sure that you're aware of that the Dollar Tree usually is half the size that you would find at the regular grocery store. But they got all sorts of good things. And then the thing to watch out for, though, is just make sure they are not under generic, because you could still use that kind of as a workaround to put things under generic, and then you can't have other people sell them. So this is Next Level Snacks. So they didn't get shut down.
No.
And this is clearly not Next Level Snack brand. So they're doing the same type of violation that, lots of people got shut down for. But no, it's still up there. So Amazon is not consistent across the board. Why aren't we loading here?
Yeah. So, April, to answer your question that that Peeps are good for Easter, but you were wondering if they're good for Halloween. Since I'm a big fan of selling seasonal items and I love doing holiday sales, it's a rinse and repeat situation for something. So if Peeps do good for Easter. They're going to do good for Halloween. They're going to do good for Christmas. They're going to do good for all of the things that holidays that they put them out for. So yes, always repeat what worked good for another holiday. That formula has always served me well.
This is okay. I can't remember if we are friends with Nezco personally or not.
I've actually chatted with her. Yes, I know who she is now. She's been somebody most people hate because she, files letters against you. She'll send you those cease and desist type letters for getting on her listings. She's a big known bundler on Amazon. And this, of course, is her listing. So yes, I know who she is now. And I've actually chatted with her privately, not on the phone, but through Messenger. So she is somebody who was deactivated temporarily on Amazon for, bundles. And somehow, her account wasn't deactivated, I will say. Just all of her bundles were deactivated, and her regular private label Catholic, her other form of her business is all private label Catholic related merchandise. But all of her bundles had got deactivated. So since her account wasn't deactivated, she, did some kind of magic with Amazon and was able to get them back up.
So like Tina said, she will send you IPs. And one of the things to look for is right here. It's under the Nezco store, sold by Nezco. There is, let's see here. There's 7 other people on the listing. So maybe she's not being very diligent with that. But she's got A+ listing, A+ content, which is another flag that maybe you shouldn't jump on here. And what's crazy is this is, again, the same thing. This is Peeps. It should be under the brand Peeps according to Amazon, but they have put it under Nezco. Sometimes they will say that they got a sticker, but I didn't see the sticker in here this time. It just says Nezco packing or something like that. But, this is the type of thing that Amazon is trying to police, and they haven't. So Buy the Cup is up and going. I can't remember is Buy the Cup in our group or not, but Nezco is up and going as well.
Yeah, Buy the Cup was shut down, and if they're back up, I didn't know. I think I do think that they got back up, but Amazon was giving them a timeline.
Yeah. So anyhow, we'll remove that. What's going on in the chat here? I saw your Walmart with Peeps the other day. Peeps are good for Easter, extra for Halloween. Happy the 13th. Unbelievable. People are selling on your listings that you're shut down. I know. It's really irritating when you go see your listing and you see it performing well and you can't even get on it because you were shut down, but yet it's still up. Yeah.
I've had listings that I created I created listings that were under the brand's name, like they were done correctly. It was, let's say it was Wishbone salad dressing, and I had it under the brand Wishbone as it's supposed to be. And nobody ever sold on those listings except for me. I was never in trouble for the listing, but and it's the same specific brand. I've had 2 of those listings hijacked by another sellers, and they were able to change the brand name and the title to garbly-gook that doesn't make any sense. But it's the correct image and bullet points for the listing that I created. So it's amazing to me. You can create your own listing, and Amazon won't even let you change the title because you want to restructure it. But somehow, some way, other sellers are able to hijack listings and change the brand name to their brand name and change title. I don't know how they do it.
So I have gotten brands changed like twice with Amazon, but it's always been something that, like, I misspelled the brand when I went and made the listing. And so
something reasonable, right? Like if you had Wishbone and you forgot the E at the end or something, right? Mine was the actual brand name, even the packaging on the bottle of the item. We're going to pretend it's Wishbone, and they changed it to like XRZWYL, like random letters. And I don't know how they were able to do that.
I think they can push it through with a flat file, possibly if you lose the contributing the winning contribution thing.
Mhm.
Millennial Money Mom says they changed it to the Vendor Central. Speaking of Vendor Central, if you were part of that, you got notified that they are going away. So there will be no more Vendor Central as of, I don't remember the date, but it was within the next 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
there will be no more Vendor Central.
Yeah.
Why would they want to do that? Because it gives you you get to hijack the listing. So it's very common. I hate to say it, but with Chinese sellers, they have companies that will go in and just hijack listings, old listings, new listings, listings that maybe the owner is not, on anymore, but those listings have the ranks and reviews. So they take over the listing, put their product on it. Now you see a product on there that has, 1,000 reviews. It may be similar, it may not. I have seen listings that you go down and you look at what the reviews are, and it's like great earbuds, great earbuds, great earbuds, and it's for a tablecloth now. And you're like, what's going on here? It's because the listing got hijacked. They changed the title, the category, they changed everything to keep those reviews going.
And that's what happened. I looked at the brand that took over 2 of my listings, and the seller was in China. So it's not that it's like, say, all Chinese sellers per se. I think that there are good Chinese sellers from China selling on Amazon, but it does seem like the bad players that hijack listings are based in China. Sometimes I think they have an inside person at Amazon, because why is it always a seller from China that is able to hijack a listing? And since all the factories are there, and I think they're big players on Amazon because they are able to provide things inexpensively. This is just my conspiracy theory.
They're also with the manufacturers, that are actually making these items. But what they will do is they will have a front on others, not just the US, but other sites. And they will offer, we will get you started with a private label item. We'll get you all the reviews and we'll get you launched, blah, 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 for whatever, 10 grand or something. And some of the tactics that they're doing are not very, very good. They've got people, have you ever seen those people that have like 50 phones in front of them? They're keyboard warriors. That's how, you'll see reviews skyrocket for things and you're like, what happened? But they do a lot of black hat too. So let's say you launched a new private label item and your label item is $15. They will get it launched. They'll sell it for super cheap, do a fake mailing, get those reviews from those fake reviews, and then put the price back to what it should be. And you just can't compete with fraud.
Right.
I can make a lot more money robbing banks, but it's not a very good long-term plan. So, Buy the Cup is back up. Just wanted to share what they're doing.
Yeah. And right now they're afraid of going down. Because all of their business is bundles.
Yep.
And Amazon is giving them until September, some date in September. And so they're trying to sell out of everything that they have for now. And they're a very, very big seller. I believe they spend $2 million a year just on advertising.
Yeah, they said they were going to be well over 10 mil this year in sales.
Yeah. And they are doing exactly what Amazon has always allowed you to do per Amazon's policy.
Yeah. Not only allowed you to do, but encouraged and helped you walk through.
To do it. Yeah. Yeah. Approving you by you sending in the images for that. The brand managers suggest you do it this way. And now people are getting shut down for doing exactly what Amazon coached you to do through your, seller vendor rep and department.
April says, I was looking for an anti-dog bark item last night. So many listings didn't match the listing. I was like, I'm out. Yeah. It's tough as a shopper to kind of weed through that and go, what's the story behind that?
Yeah.
Now I got into I don't want to say argument, but I got into it with a Fiverr guy the other day, and he was helping a client. So it's always fun when you're working with a middle person. which I do a lot. Anyhow, I get these people that are account managers and they don't know anything about running accounts in Amazon. But he's like, my client made a listing and he used default pictures from somebody else's same thing. So I'm like, oh, private label Alibaba, you're just stealing the, you're doing the same thing. You're stealing the pictures and just making your own listing. And he said that the client said that once he put the pictures in, Amazon auto-populated the brand and the manufacturer and everything for him. And now he needs to change that brand and stuff. And I'm like, bullshit. Nobody auto-populates anything for you, honey. That was, they made the listing that way. It was not.
And Amazon will, though. Now Amazon will, with AI, do your bullet points and descriptions if you don't put one in when you create your list.
Not the brand and
Right.
not the manufacturer.
That's
Oh my
right.
God. Don't lie to me. That's the thing that, you know, when I'm dealing with Fiverr clients, it's just between you and me, right? It's just you and me. You don't need to lie to me. Just tell me what's going on, because when you start lying to me and we start digging, it becomes very obvious that you lied. And then it's like, it's harder to fix your problem if you don't tell me the truth. It's just like going to the doctor. You gotta be straight up with them, because you don't, it's going to come out, guys. It's going to come out. So that was quite funny. And I'm like, no, you need to start a new listing, because he did not auto-populate. That's not how that works. And this guy should know, like, what? Have you made a listing before? It does not auto-populate. There is a thing that if you use exact title, it will say, hey, is this your product over here? And then you click yes or no. So even that is not auto-populating.
Yeah.
You know, unless if something has changed, and that could always happen. Anyhow, what else do we got going on today, Miss Tina? I did not tell anybody about your personal stuff either, just FYI. I meant to tell you that before I started.
What personal stuff? What?
Why you were out last Friday.
Oh, yeah. So I was out because I'm a grandma. So my son and his girlfriend, their baby was born premature on Thursday. And so I have a little grandson now. So yeah, that's, I assumed you probably told everybody last Friday. And so that is why I took the day off, was to, you know, meet the little guy.
Yes, it was good. Good news. Of course. Like, what am I going to say? No, Tina, you have to do the live show. People are counting on you.
Yes. He was 6 pounds. He's just a tiny little guy.
Oh.
And he has a full head of hair, a ton of hair.
Yes. Oh, mine had lots of hair too. Continue. So congratulations on that, for sure.
Yeah, see, he's just a little biddle with a lot of hair. My son had a lot of hair like that, and so did I.
Excellent. So I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up, because we got a lot of exciting things in the news, selling wise. We've got Halloween coming up, always fun. We've got Wednesday coming back with season 2. Beetlejuice made a lot of money. I want to go see that. I have not seen it. I'm trying to block my social media from seeing anything about Beetlejuice. So if you've seen it, you can say whether you liked it or not, but don't tell me any of the plot yet, or not plot, but don't tell me any of the good stuff.
That's like a cult classic favorite. So those are things I would definitely be on the lookout for in stores. Anything Beetlejuice related, for sure. Even if you do eBay, you know, and if you're looking in the thrift stores, you know, yeah.
Highlander. One of my favorites growing up was Highlander, and of course Henry is in that one, so I'm super excited about that. And he's doing Witchers, which is going to be fun. So I'm looking out for costume related and or anything related to those. And then the big one that I know maybe most of you guys aren't on the lookout for, Minecraft, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And I say this because the new Minecraft movie rolled out the trailer. It's going to be premiering in April next year. But here's the big thing. Jack Black and Jason Momoa are starring in it. And you just got to go, that's going to be good. It's going to be a big hit in April coming out. Minecraft altogether has done a lot with merch. I have sold Minecraft stuffies and sheets and all sorts of stuff throughout the years. It's been around for at least 10 years, I think. If not 10 years, really close to 10 years. But be on the lookout for any of that, because that's going to just explode like Barbie. When
Yeah.
Barbie come out, we talked about Barbie. Minecraft is probably the next big
And
one.
all these Jack Skellington, anything Nightmare Before
Oh,
Christmas
yeah, Jack
is
is
cult classic, still out and in the stores. And one store that carries a lot of that stuff that people forget about, and it's usually a little bit different than the other store, is Walgreens. Walgreens is always has their own special section for their that they get for not only Nightmare Before Christmas, but also Harry Potter themed things. Mm-hmm.
That is interesting too. They are going to redo the Harry Potter movies, like all of them. They're recasting the whole kids, and I don't know why. I don't get it other than a cash grab. That one, I'm like, you already did them. Everybody loved them. Why are we redoing it? We don't need to redo it. It's kind of like,
and how do we forget the witches?
What?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's like that one. You can't redo that. That's classic. You can't. Yeah. That's not. Anyhow, I was talking to my husband, because my husband's in the gaming world, and I was talking how Minecraft was just a very simple game. They did it well, but they also made it for a large audience, and then they really made it so that YouTubers could play and have a good traffic for it that helps promote their brand. And then they wound up doing a lot of merchandise. So they're able to keep that game cost really cheap and affordable and put out new content and have a good studio. But the merchandise and the hype around it is what really helps drive that their money stream. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And we've got Christmas right around the corner, which is
the thing I love, hold on here. One of the things I love looking for to sell during the holidays are, do you pronounce this Jimmy? That's how I've always said it, but
I said Jimmy.
Jimmy is, I love looking at the Jimmy inflatables and
the shark. We need the shark. You know how much is it? $66.
And then here we go with our Hocus Pocus. Like, they're always a cult classic. Look, over 100 have been bought of this one in the last month. Sometimes you can find these at stores like Lowe's and Costco. And a lot of times they go on sale before it's even Halloween, and you can get a quick merchant fulfill in. Historically, I have bought a lot of these at the stores when they're half off, and even more after the holiday. And I'll just list them merchant fulfilled throughout the year and sell them. And generally with quite a few left over, and then send them in early for the next year. I don't mind buying and holding. I know some people don't want to. And see, here we go with the Beetlejuice one. And over 200 have already been bought. So I would be looking through these inflatables. I was looking at this guy this morning because he was on sale.
Walmart usually has them too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So definitely be on the lookout for inflatables. And there's usually the one that everybody really, really wants to get, and he's the hard one to find. This one has always been one that was hard to get in the past, the dragon.
I like the dragon.
Yeah, people were going crazy. Now, is the dragon going to be popular this year? I don't know. And sometimes you figure out what the hot one is when it's a little bit too late. But yes, I would definitely be looking and trying to source some of these inflatables, and they're sold at so many stores. I have found my best luck historically to be at the stores everyone thinks about Walmart. And that's sometimes my better luck was actually at Lowe's. So try to think outside the box of other places you can buy them at, and look out for when they're on sale.
I was going to say, these guys, the Squishmallows, the big ones, because these are the small ones up here, 5-inch, 5-inch, 5-inch. The 5-inchers go on sale at Walgreens for $10 or $5, $7.50.
Yeah, at some point. And I bought a bunch of them last year at my grocery store.
Yes.
So, And that's, again, go off the beaten path of where you wouldn't normally source. I sold a 3-pack of those last year, that I was getting at the grocery store. And then the grocery store had them on sale. So I was able to profit off of them, where at the regular store, they were hard to find. And when you did, they were not on sale.
I don't see the big ones up on Amazon, but
They may not be in stock, or the listing maybe got closed down. Who knows?
yeah, the Squishmallows will go up and then within, I don't know, 2 months get shut down because they don't have the toy compliance. Squishmallow is not going to do toy compliance.
Right. And I will say, now that I've been sourcing a lot for eBay and selling a lot on eBay, I am noticing a huge spike and increase of Squishmallows in the thrift stores. Some of them even still new with tag, ones that I've even sold in the past for high dollar on Amazon. And so I really think the Squishmallow thing is coming to an end unless they do something to make it cool. What I do think with Squishmallow is those seasonal ones, like the Hocus Pocus witches, I think are still going to be popular and people will want them. And if there's a really cool new release of a Squishmallow, I think that will still be popular. But I've just seen loads and loads of them at the thrift store. And last year, I would rarely see one at the thrift store when I went.
Looks like it's hit or miss on what do you call it, eBay. There's not a whole lot for sale. That was it. Let me go to the sold.
See, and they were going for much higher last year, much higher.
Yeah, definitely 99 cents, 15. So maybe that one's kind of not a good one anymore.
I feel like the Squishmallow train is kind of, really slowing down. And it's been a good ride for a long time.
That it has. It's been really good. When I was going to Rome, we saw a lot of people using them as like pillows and stuff because they do make good pillows.
Yeah. And April is asking a question. And, this is one of the things I've asked myself, April, is will Amazon be taking down all listing where the brand does not match the brand name? I don't think so. To be honest with you, I don't think so, because as you saw, Nidzo is still back up and running and doing exactly the same thing. And she knows the risk. And so, no, I don't think so. I think that there was a temporary wave, just like there was a couple years ago with generic. And, Amazon didn't really know what they were doing. And so they're like, let's try this. And Amazon is even violating its own policy. Amazon has bundles on Amazon of branded items under, the brand name that they use. Amazon is on bundle listings that the brand isn't the brand name of the listing. So they violate their own policy. I really think it was just a wave to put the scare. For whatever reason, Amazon does it. I don't know. Are they trying to scare people? Is it a cash grab for them? Why? April, if I knew, I definitely would tell you. But
Rosenbaum, Ed's in our group too. Ed Rosenbaum, the lawyer guy. The suspicion. I don't know if I'm saying the right words this morning. I'll keep drinking coffee. But he suspects that what we're seeing is it was all in consumables, whether that was vitamins or food, but all in kind of consumable type of items. And he feels that it was a couple of brands went to Amazon and are like, why, we're going to sue you if you don't fix this. So Amazon did a mass anything with whatever. And we've tried to narrow it down. Was it Hershey's? Was it Peeps? Was it, what name brand kind of encompassed this? And there's some that we had some similarities, like, okay, 5 people had this brand in use and 5 people had this brand in use. Cash grab. Yep. Could have been a cash grab because they are denying everybody's funds release too. And they took home a lot of money with this, which is irritating.
Yeah. So they kept your paycheck.
Along the lines, we mentioned that they are getting rid of Vendor. What was it called? Vendor Central. Mm-hmm. I believe that the way the laws are going is the law is going to come in and say, Amazon, you cannot, like, let's see here, how can we say this? If you have a pallet of toys, and we'll just say Hasbro Tonka trucks or something, and the vendor is selling it and other people are selling it and Amazon is selling it, that's a conflict of interest, because now Amazon is controlling the price. They can say who's going to get the sale and they're going to take the sales. Well, that's not an open market anymore. You can't say I'm an open market. I'm just a platform. You can't get mad at me. I'm just a platform. It's what other sellers are doing, drive the price, but then also be on the listings with those other people and drive the price. They got in trouble over in the UK for it, and I believe they are headed that way here unless they change their business practices, and that's why they are getting rid of Vendor Central. That's my tin hat speaking there. So we'll see. They've gotten around they've gotten away with a lot of shady things as the e-commerce market has grown. We're dealing with that.
Yes, and I'm putting a good amount of effort for Walmart and eBay. And everybody should who is selling on Amazon should always have another market that, even if you only do it just a little bit where you get rid of your Amazon stuff, be it eBay or Walmart, or sell on Walmart things you can't sell on Amazon because you're gated. Even if Amazon is 90% of your income, I think you should always have those other ones open so you know how to navigate them. So those accounts do exist. You can be building up little reviews here and there to season your account a bit, if you will. And that way, should Amazon ever deactivate you, you do have that to fall back on. And Amazon may never deactivate you. It's really a crapshoot. The best of sellers that follow all the rules get deactivated. The sellers that break all the rules and do whatever they want also can get deactivated, and everybody in between. So you just never know. And that is the thing with Amazon, is a lot of times it smooths the sale and we don't think about it for a while. And then you get that health violation thing pop up, and all of a sudden we get scared, and we're deactivating stuff, we're checking all of our shipments, right? We all have had that Amazon scare put in us when something has happened on your account, or you're at risk of deactivation because you have to verify your address again, or whatever it is. There is that little bit of being on edge with Amazon.
Kylene says we haven't been able to get our money. Nope. Amazon took all the monies. They didn't have as much, as.
Yeah, there are some people that had, tens of thousands of dollars due to them as a payout, and Amazon is not releasing anybody's funds.
Yeah. They did a cash grab. And even if they did it for 2 months, they're getting interest off of it for 2 months, so it's still a cash grab.
Yes.
Good morning, Heather. Heather, I got a very specific Walmart question. I have stuff. I don't know if you could answer it for me, but real quick, if I have things that are in the Walmart Fulfillment Center, WFS, how do I add merchant availability to it? I got to Google that one, but if you know it off the top of your head, would you let me know? If not, that's my
So
next.
it's like, I want it FBA and merchant fulfilled. I want it.
Yeah. I want both, and I've done it like when I'm merchant fulfilled, I can add stock, and then I could say, and I'm going to send some to inventory, and then I see it both there. But I forgot to do that, and now I need to add the merchant fulfilled items, and I can't figure out how to do it. And I got frustrated last night. I'm like, screw this, I'm going home.
I will say one thing that was interesting, talking about the deactivation issue that, I know people like to know about here. So Amazon, if you've ever been suspended or had a violation and weren't suspended, and you had to do the appeal process, and Amazon rejects your appeal, usually there's a really long written letter, just kind of like when you have a case log, and Amazon will say, you haven't addressed, X, Y, and Z. And, they give you like this little bit of feedback, and then you try to decipher it and figure out what they really want. With this wave of deactivations Amazon did, they're not doing that. The appeal process is not normal. And when they deny you, it's one sentence. It's one sentence, and it says, "Thank you, Amazon," at the end. It's very bizarre. Like they have no intention of reading it. So I did an appeal, and I got this sentence. And I included in my appeal my letters of authorization from every single brand that I do bundles with their permission for me to use the brand names that I use, whether it's theirs or my own. And even though Amazon does not require that in their bundle policy, they did say that they wanted that if you call the account health specialist trying to get help for your appeal. So not only did I submit all my letters of authorization from all the brands, I also submitted my invoices to prove that I'm buying from them, etc., was denied. Yesterday, one of my vendors who I work very closely with, a private label brand that I work with, Amazon called them and tried to verify me. They said that my account had a restriction on it and that they told this to my vendor and that I was in trouble with them. And then they essentially thanked them and let them know that will now be lifted on my account. And I found that odd that they called that supplier because they already denied my appeal. And why they would actually say those words to my supplier was interesting to me.
Something doesn't smell right with that.
It's odd. Yeah, and I sent you, I sent a screenshot of that message. I don't know to you privately, but in the group because I thought it was just really, really interesting.
Was it to me or was it?
I can read it. I can read exactly what my supplier said to me. Give me just a second.
I can bring it up too.
They said, okay, so my supplier sent me an email and said, just an update. I just received a phone call about authorization of your Amazon account. For some reason, it had been flagged, but it sounded like after I just spoke to her, so it was a lady that called, she was lifting the flag to your account. Not sure what happened, but I verified that nothing had changed on our end and everything should be good to go. So that was the message from my supplier to me. And so I found that very interesting.
That is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nuts. Heather, thank you. I was banging my head against the wall trying to figure out. I'm like, it's got to be somewhere. Like, this button can't be that difficult to find. That's a really big key piece of information to know. This is what I gotta learn so I can become a Walmart expert. The more I know, I don't know. My head might explode with everything though. The message I sent you this morning was Costco tissue paper is out. So if anybody uses Costco tissue paper for merchant fulfilling items, that is now out.
Yeah, and it's a huge pack, right?
Yeah. Did you want me to click on the link?
Yeah, because you know what? I've never bought that tissue paper, but I know that you've always been a huge fan of tissue paper during the holiday to wrap things. And I always think that's really nice. And I've bought tissue paper when it's on clearance at 75% off at Walmart, after a holiday. But I thought, wow, that's a really good deal and a crap ton of tissue paper.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna link this guy's group because I like him. I met this guy right here with the beard. Beard's pretty unforgettable.
Jason, yeah.
eBay Open. Oh, it looks like my link. You got to copy and paste people's, but he's really super nice. This group is really cool. There's a lot of fun things. It's definitely more eBay related than not, but they had a big gathering at eBay Open 2018. They had, I don't know, like a lot of people that were part of this. So I got to meet several people and become friends. But let's see here. It is a 400 pack of tissue paper. Oh, can I zoom in?
And how much does it go for again?
$7.99.
Yeah, that's a lot of tissue paper, super cheap. So if you have some things that are delicate in boxes, and I think it adds kind of like a nice little touch on merchant fulfilled things. I know when I've gotten things from people when I've ordered, Etsy sellers are usually really big about doing that. I always feel like, wow, they've really took, care to do this. And I've always appreciated that.
But even for home, like that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I probably need some just for my home. I got to see how much I got left at work.
Yeah.
And then it looks like he's getting tape too, which I got to remember to bring home tape today. I got to bring home a tape gun because we were out. But what was it? Why can't I go to more posts? Oh, because I'm just on this post. Okay, if I go to the thrifting board, there we go. There's been a lot of interesting one. There was one eating in pie. Okay. Like this, you may run across things like this in the thrift stores. And I love learning about oddball stuff, especially if it turns out to be super worth lots of money. Let me see here. There was one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I don't know, but really cool stuff. So I like
I actually have a bolo to share. Now that you share that, I wanted to share this here. Give me just a second. I had to pull it up because these are not online. You have to find them in store, and currently they are on clearance. These are selling on eBay, and they're on clearance in Kohl's.
Oh my God.
for about between $2 and $3 a piece, depending where you're at. And see how they're listed at $64.99. If you look in the solds, the set of 4 of these are selling for this price. So you can get all 4 of them, 3, 6, like $12. So, but this is an in-store at Kohl's bolo.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. So like this kind of stuff. I like the posts that are like, what is this for? What is this used for? And it was it's a vintage feeding cup. So that kind of stuff really I like looking at and seeing. There was one that was like a train thing. I'll have to find it and send it because I even asked my mom. I'm like, okay, somebody posted, what is this? And I'll text it to my mom and say, do you know what it is? But all right, what else are we doing, Dana? We talked about a lot of news.
Yes. Well, it is Finance Friday for me. And one of the things that I want to focus on this week, I won't be able to today because I've got to do all of my paperwork and what have you, is I am looking for a great way to do Walmart tracking. So with Amazon, we have Inventory Lab. And with Inventory Lab, it does a lot of tracking, but there's no Inventory Lab per se for Walmart. And I want to be able to track that buy cost, how many I'm selling, the whole thing. And there really is not much out there for Walmart. So one of the things, I have a few tabs open. I have one company that I'm going to be reaching out to. I am working on a way to really truly track your Walmart business. So for any of you that are watching that do sell on Walmart, message me or, even comment here what you're doing, because I'm really interested in that. For a great way to do Walmart, because for me, I'm a big tracker, just like you are, Lucy, with our spreadsheets. And so I would like something with some kind of an ease for doing that for Walmart.
Yeah, because I'm at Google Sheet right now for my inventory, and I'm not against Google Sheets, but it's not the best way to track things. It's a very manual type of thing. All right, I found my doodad. There's no answer on what this guy is. My mom thinks it's for toy trains. It's big though. It's very big.
Oh yeah, because it has the stop and that area where it looks like a pencil sharpener. I'm guessing something must have plugged into that to allow his arms to do the things.
Possibly. It's a mystery. And that kind of bothers me when I don't know. I want to know. I want to know. Yep. I am listing eBay today. And then I've got some Walmart things. I made listings on Walmart yesterday, so then I've got to send inventory today.
I love eBay. For any of you watching, do you sell on eBay? Do you go to thrift stores? I've been doing Walmart Wednesday show on my channel every other week, and I've I'm considering doing an eBay show as well,
You
because
should.
I love eBay. I don't know how many, and see, and with our Friday show, I know we've been talking a mixture of Walmart, eBay, and Amazon. While we're not doing anything in our own accounts, we are both working in other people's Amazon accounts. So I do a lot of advertising on Amazon. I work a lot on pay-per-click. And even pay-per-click has been changing quite a bit. I've noticed it's getting harder within there. And Amazon is really wanting you to increase your percentage on your bids. It's very subtle changes, but I've been noticing the ad campaign dashboard is changing a bit. Another thing I notice on Amazon with advertising, and I don't talk a lot about that on our live doing Amazon ads, and one reason is because it's a lot of verbal. I can't share an advertising screen share without giving away, you know,
All things.
private information, right? And so it's hard to screen share and really talk about pay per click and how it works and what's going on. But um, I do a lot in the ad space arena, and I forgot where I was going with that, other than how it's changing. Oh, what I was going to say is at a category level. So I work with a brand that does their own private label dog treat, right? I work with another brand that does things for houses. Think like letters on your house or a mailbox, or like that kind of stuff, structural things. I work with another company that is a board game. In fact, I work with two board game companies. I work with a book company. So I work with these companies that are a brand and they just sell those things. They're not everything sellers like the most of us, or the rest of us are. Uh, Advertising is not created equal amongst each type of item. The dog treats and in anyone in the animal space, think dog blankets, dog toys, dog treats, any of that. What Amazon wants for pay per click is so incredibly outrageous. And I'm talking about the low end of the click is at $2. Average is $5, even up to $10 they want you to pay per click. And that pay per click does not guarantee a sale. And then other clients that I deal with, I'm dealing with a company that sells just things for babies. Think like baby gates or dog doors, or like that kind of type of an item. And the pay per click on those things are $1 or less. So for people who are getting into the private label space, that is one thing I wouldn't even know how to tell someone to research what pay per click might cost for them if they choose to go down this private label route. But if you've ever considered doing a private label item, maybe find items that are like the one you want to sell that aren't private label and add it to your account with zero in stock, so you can go into your ad campaign and see what it might cost to do ads. I don't know, but it's been really eye-opening to me working with different brands, different type of products in the pay-per-click space to know how much you could spend.
Yep. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you right now that a lot of, if you're going to go with some sort of company that helps you get a product or gives you a product or does the research, or you're buying the research to find your first PL item, it's going to be in the kitchen category, the home or kitchen category.
Yeah.
Every single time it's going to be in the home or kitchen category. And those categories have a lot of competition, just a ton.
Yeah.
I was helping a dog toy guy the other day, and his item is.
It's tough. The dog space arena is tough.
He did it wrong. He said it was an indestructible toy, and like the first 3 reviews are, this is not indestructible. Like, why are we claiming that it's indestructible? Like, people that have dogs that want an indestructible toy are looking for that. So you need to get away from that, because your toy is not indestructible. And so you're keywording for that, you're SEOing for that, and it's not your product. So people are going to get it and they're going to be mad, and then they're going to post bad reviews, and now you have no traffic. You've killed your traffic. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead and highlight the Monday on the Bay. See, you got a title already.
Yeah, Sherry says she doesn't do eBay much anymore, but you love to go to the bins. I love the bins. Some states have much better bins than we do, and I love the bins, even with ours not being as great. We sell quite a bit from the bins, and the the money that you get back on your spend on eBay compared to Amazon is just night and day. Um, and I'm loving it. I'm loving doing eBay. I mean, I'm buying things for $5 and selling them for 50. I've never had that on Amazon. I've never had that. Um, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. And then there are things I'm getting, and that's like just things I'm buying. Then I'm buying things at the bins, which, as you know, is roughly $1.89 per pound. And we got a thing. What was it that we saw? Oh, a whistle. It was a Boy Scout whistle. And so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. The Boy Scouts. I didn't even look it up, because everything's so cheap. And I'm like, really, if it's $1.89 a pound, how much is this whistle going to weigh in my bag of stuff? So I just threw it in there, and we sold that whistle for like $15. What did I pay for it? 10 cents, a quarter? I don't know. So, and it's like, so I'll throw in even little light things like that. And, that one whistle likely paid for my entire bag full of stuff.
For sure.
We're shipping out some fire retardant type of blankets that we got at the bins this morning, and we sold those. I'd have to look if my husband didn't ship them out already, but I was already doing eBay once a week with Amazon, but now I'm doing eBay a lot more, and I was already doing the bins. But now, since I've really upped my game, for $40. So I got these blankets from the bin. I'm going to guess all three of them together probably weighed at least a pound. And I sold them for $39.99 plus $7 shipping. And so my buy cost on that was probably $2 for those items from the bin. And
are you sharing that, or is it?
Huh?
Are you sharing that, or are you just sharing?
No, I'm looking at my phone. So, so the thing is that the bins are really, really great, especially when you want some really good ROI. So, that is also a good idea for newer sellers who are trying to build some seed money. Go to the bins and find some of these things. I guarantee you, I've never spent in one haul $40 at the bins. Maybe $38 is the most, and I've got a lot of stuff. And all it takes for me is one sale from one item that I got from the bins that pay for all of it. And so everything after that is pure profit. The bins are great. The bins are really great for sourcing for eBay.
So I want to talk about this real quick because I was trolling through. First up, Northwest Pickers, Pacific Northwest Pickers. I may or may not know that. That name sounds really familiar. But we've got a Simba blanket here, and the guy who played Simba's dad died. Who was the guy?
I don't know.
Oh, fudge. Okay, audience, you got to help out because now I can't remember. Earl. He's got Earl in the name. He played Darth Vader, and he played in this. Anyhow, so we've got, a little bit heightened seeing because of his passing. He was a very famous actor. And we've James Earl Jones. Thank you. That's what kept coming in my head. Thank you. So I don't know if this was picked up because of his recent passing. Or it's just a really good blanket. It's very good for boys and girls. It's a hot topic. The older Lion King stuff is classic. That stuff is.
I love looking through the vintage sheets when I go to the Goodwill. I've sold vintage Mickey Mouse sheets, and you don't even have to have the full set. I've sold just the fitted part of the sheet or just the top sheet.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't find the fitted because that's what wears out the most. But you can buy just the pillowcase or just the top sheet or just the top sheet and pillowcase if they have it, and they will still sell. Don't feel like you have to have the complete set from the thrift stores. Vintage beach towels. There's lots of good stuff. So since I really do love eBay, I probably will start just a show dedicated to all the things I'm doing with eBay because I love it. It's so much fun. I like it better than Amazon. I'm not going to lie because it's fun. The thrill of the hunt is fun. The ROI that I get back is great. I mean, I love it.
Nate says we are the bin busters. Is that like your eBay name? Look at this. I swear to God, I had this towel growing up in this long time ago. We aren't going to say how long ago. eBay towel.
And sort it by the towels that went for the most expensive.
Okay.
And, you know, wait, I know you have it recently.
This is a Star Trek. Dang, $44. Yeah, I could see that. Okay, ended recently. Price.
And then this is the way that you can. This is what I like to do. So I know the kinds of towels to be on the look for. Yeah, Apple Computer. And see, I don't know that guy. What's that? Vintage
Hermes.
Oh, Hermes. Okay,
Hermes. Sorry, not. We went past the Hermes store. I did take my daughter into the Louis Vuitton store, and she was like, "Oh my God!" I said, "Yeah, I know." So purses can range in a huge thing, but it was cool.
See, look at that! Oh my God! Yeah. So look, a lot of you still have a Lisa Frank towel in your closet.
I'm trying to clean out things.
Yeah, you know, any of the Y2Kers. Yeah. So this is always a great way to know what to be on the lookout for before you go to a store. If you feel like, oh, you know, I'm going to look for some beach towels today when I go to the thrift store. It's fun to, you know, just pick an area and just pick one thing and look through the soles and sort it from what went for the most money, because that's what we definitely want to be out on the lookout for when we do go to the store. So. Mm-hmm.
Thundercats. Lisa Frank, any of her stuff, if you see Lisa Frank stickers at the Dollar Tree, they're probably going to sell well on some platform. So Lisa Frank has always done well and has done well for a long time. Thundercats, they had a He-Man here too. Sorry, I wanted to do that. I think my brother had that towel growing up. Big He-Man fans here. Mm-hmm. He-Man's another classic. The Ninja Turtles, we talked about that.
That's awesome, Kylene. I love when our kids do stuff like that. It really does make you proud to have that little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit and, you know, make some extra money.
My son, let's talk about this real quick. I sold a Lisa Frank tin that was filled with a notepad, pencil, eraser, had from your youth for $60.
I believe it. I've sold some of my old toys and things that, you know, my mother saved for me, and then I had them, and I'm just like, I don't want this in my closet anymore. Yeah, it's you know, a nice memory, but I'm willing to let go of this.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that. My daughter keeps everything, and so we had to talk about that yesterday. But anyhow, my son plays Magic the Gathering, and he's played it for years and years and years and years, and he's really good, like ranked within the top 100 in the world, good, competes good. He went to a competition in Colorado, I think it was, like 2 months ago, won $2,000, paid for his fall quarter. So, I mean, it is just so fun what you can do. And then he's been selling, my husband's listing his Magic cards on eBay. So my husband's eBay account is usually going off and my eBay account's going off. But it's good, and you just got to learn whatever niche you're selling in. Like my husband's really good at packing up the cards so they don't bend and mailing out the cards, and he's got the postage all down. And me, I'm like, I don't sell cards, so I'd have to go to him to ask. But
yeah,
it's fun, and making a little bit of money. It's paying for my son's college. Just crazy. If you'd asked me, you know, 20 years ago if Magic cards were going to pay for college, I'd be like, no. Let me tell you about the baseball cards from the 80s that are worth so much now.
Yeah, some things end up having value and some things don't.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's see here. I'm listing stuff. You're doing finances, and we've got some nice weather here. Is it still hot there?
It still has been hot, but not as bad. Yesterday when we were out running around, it was only 95 degrees. So it finally fell below 100.
No, thank you. No more. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and good luck with all of your sales.
Yeah. And don't forget to hit like on our channels and subscribe if you haven't.
That's true. Yes, yes. Oh, and Nate says the fires. Are the fires bad over in your spot?
It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. Very bad. It smelled like my house was on fire from all of the smoke coming in from California. And then today it's bad again. So it's like that day in between yesterday wasn't as bad.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See you all later.
Yep. Bye.
She